I'll call the meeting to order at 5:05.
Okay, Cheryl, what's last name, please?
Swires, S-W-Y.
Yep.
E-R-S.
Okay, guessed. Thank you.
Thanks.
On Walnut Street?
Walnut Street, yeah.
I'm on Walnut Lake Road, yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you all Lake Road?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a long road.
It is.
Are you on the Cedar end or are
At
you
at the turn.
Okay, all
The
right.
bend, that tree that everybody hits, it's a slight bend.
Going towards Rhode Island or
Yeah.
the other? Okay, yes.
I'm on the
I do know that.
left, just before the big tree.
If you ever see anybody walking, picking up trash really early in the morning, it's me. I'm really walking, but I'm not, I have to have something to do.
Last time I did that, I wiped out, and I'm like, forget it.
I've taken to walking down Wallam Lake and then going down Shore Drive and then doing a big loop,
Yeah,
coming back.
yeah. It's a big loop. Is it like
It's
4
about
miles?
4.5, yeah.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. Did I already do that? At 2:05. I'm Sue Perkins, Chair.
Gordon Larrabee.
Becky Gallagher, Secretary.
Lisa Mozinski, Vice Chair.
Dick Skinner, alternate.
Okay. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes from October 14th meeting?
I need 2 minutes.
Okay.
Master plan. They didn't get to me, so we went home.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone else up?
Yep, all set? Any corrections? No? Seeing none, entertain a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, okay, all right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We have accepted the minutes. All right. Next is the donations plan. Okay, I talked to Jean Lovett in the Finance Department, and she says that we can do that, but we need to have a designated project to have it donated to. And that we should talk to Matt about it after we figure out, like, make a plan and have prices, rather than just randomly collecting money, that we need to say, okay, this is gonna go to a bridge on the Keven property, and it's gonna cost $1,800 to do it, and, you know, we're just climbing up to that point. So we need to pick a project.
You're gonna confirm that with Matt?
Right, we talked to Matt about the whole,
Oh, you did talk to Matt?
we will, when we have something lined up,
Okay.
but that's kind of necessary to figure it all out first.
So this will be a restricted fund.
Yeah, yep.
Run into the same issue that there's money left over in the project. Can it roll over to a new project?
Yep.
Yes, that would be a good question.
Extra, okay. I would think, I mean, we already have leftover money from the CPA, whether we can add that to it or that has to
But
be
remember the
designated.
donation, we got money from Concom for a project,
Money
and we
from,
didn't finish it off. We didn't use it all,
Recreation,
or wherever
or
it
the
came
bridge,
from.
you mean the bench?
I think so.
That was from Recreation, they had money extra, yeah.
Right, and we didn't use it all, but we couldn't roll it over, we had to give it
Right,
back.
right,
It goes to general, it goes into the general fund. And then when it's all reconciled at the end of the fiscal year, it turns into free cash.
Which
It's
goes
not
to
free.
pay
anything,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, it's best to figure out things we can, little things we can use it for.
Mhm.
I read something in here that troubles me at the moment. Yeah. Set up restricted funds to be used only for Douglas Conservation properties.
That's in the minutes?
Yep. And my question is, what if it's not conservation property? So I think you need a different word than conservation property.
Read that in context, Dick.
Hmm?
Read that in context, the whole sentence, Dick.
I did.
That was a suggestion that Lisa made of possibly having something under Metacomic Land Trust. And that was her example that she made of the name of the account if one was to be set up
Yes,
to be used.
yes.
That's nothing set in stone, it was just
Oh, no, I
Discussion.
understand that.
discussion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but in the future, that we should
It's a
make it a
concern.
more wider range,
Oh, if we have to name it.
right?
Or if we put the C as a lowercase on conservation.
Yeah. Then it's not conservation. Conservation.
Just a thought.
Yeah, all right, we'll keep that in mind. But, so do we want to think of a project to target, or we can, as we go through the meeting, we can try to see if something comes up that we want to target to figure out the funding.
Let's revisit that towards the end, because I have old business
Right.
to follow up on.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there
that's
may
what I
be some
think. Yeah.
Things that I
Right,
bring up might be
Yep.
apropos.
sounds good. All right. Okay, the Mazinski property. Dick and I went over there yesterday with a guest from the senior center to show them the trails and everything. And actually, it turned out to be someone's father who used to be on the open space committee. It was Glenn Giardi.
Oh, Glenn, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he goes there and tests water with Ellen, who used to be on this committee, and he's like, I'm always wanting to go down the trails, and she's like, there's no time, Dad. So he got a chance to go for a walk. He enjoyed it.
Cool.
Yep. Yep. So maybe I was like, oh, when you go back to the senior center, just, talk it up.
so we walked on the red, the green, and the yellow trails yesterday. So we get a good view of what we do.
Good.
Yep. Yep. So, and you have things that you brought with you?
Yeah, that's over there. This is a small version of it. And the small version is there so that we can put something beside it. If we have the full-size one, you'd be putting this right over there.
Right.
So by having a small one, you can do this beside it or below it or wherever you want, multiple. But the material is new,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Unpenetrable.
yes.
Great. All right.
But is this supposed to go on the kiosk?
Yes.
Okay.
So take the bigger one down and put that one up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not that huge of a. You don't need that extensive of a piece of paper anyway, really.
Yeah.
It's not that concentrated.
Well, the full-size one
Dense.
is here if we need it, so.
Yeah, great. All right. And we'll put this here where something break and talk loudly. Whatever.
Whatever you do, don't go moo.
Yeah,
You probably get shot.
yeah.
So when you went out there, did you go in the morning or?
10 a.m. Monday.
So, I don't know if you saw, I don't know if I was there before you or after, but I marked the magenta trail, and I put the two trail markers pointing down for the black trail.
And I don't know if
I
I saw.
realized
yeah.
I need to make two, I only made two of the magenta ones, and I really needed four. So I just put one up on each end.
And that was for the little red
That-
trail cut through, kind of, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All
Of
right.
course, the magenta looks awfully close to the red.
Yeah. It is kind of the reddish trail, yeah.
So, and Dick, I moved your little
Stick, red.
stand that said red trail.
Mhm.
That was actually on the magenta trail,
I have a bunch of them.
and actually moved it over to the red trail, the end of the red trail. So that's in the right spot right now.
You must have come after us.
Yeah. Yeah, because I did notice there's one tree down
Yeah, we did,
just before
yeah.
that bridge.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dick forgot his chainsaw. So, all right. Okay, flora and fauna, do we want to advertise all that stuff? You guys were gonna work on listing, maybe just something like, look for these things?
That's what I was thinking. We're having a rotating cycle of them based on when they're in bloom.
Seasonal, yeah.
Yeah. I have a card that has, spring, late spring.
I think we were in philosophical different places.
Mhm.
I think you were, what I heard was that you want to identify the ones that are in the area
Mm-hmm.
where it is. My thinking is we do them all, everything that's in Douglas, and you can check off what you want that's in the area, like a hunting or nothing. I don't think we should do all of them. All plants, bushes, birds, animals.
That's a long list.
That's an encyclopedia. We're looking for highlights,
Can't you
something
just
that-
do a QR code? Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Not that I could access it. Well, maybe start out with the most common ones,
Well, we do have that already. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I just happen to have a few here.
But a lot of people today use iNaturalist
Yeah.
or some variation.
Yeah.
And so are we reinventing the wheel here, or?
Which is why I was thinking just some highlight on the kiosk, saying,
Yeah.
look for these, And then when they get there, they can iNatural it and,
Right.
Verify.
Yeah, like especially the ones that you put in, like the cardinal lily and the cardinal flower.
Did I
Yeah.
put those in?
Yeah.
Did I put those in?
I'll spread the seed.
Yeah.
They were very pretty, whatever method they got there.
Mhm.
Can you come up with a list of what to be looking for now?
There's not a lot.
Well, that's okay,
Yeah.
it's short, but I was thinking if we write an article right now for the newsletter,
Mhm.
for the Tribune, that we could add that to it too.
Mhm.
Come enjoy the walk, and these are some of the things that
Look for coyotes.
you could be looking for right now. Wear orange.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's Cheryl?
Yeah.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Do you ever use iNaturalist?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm kind of new to hiking. I'm very curious because I've been walking around and noticing these trails that don't seem to go anywhere. I went hiking all through Walham
Mm-hmm.
behind a lake and got lost tremendously. It's my first time. I've been living here for a while. I went up and so that's why I'm here. I'm just kind of curious how things work and how so iNaturalist is something that I will look up and
It's an app that you can, basically point your camera at a plant and,
it
or
identifies it.
fauna, flora, yeah,
It's
and
fantastic.
it will, insects, it will try to identify it, give you, there you go.
Is that what it looks like? Okay, awesome.
And then,
It's like a bird. Okay,
and these are all the ones that I've
nice.
identified over time.
It's just like my
So-
grocery app. I just do the barcode and it tells me whether it's good or not. It tells me a picture.
Exactly.
Good, fantastic.
And the thing is with iNaturals, there's a group of people around that will see your post and say, no, you're wrong, this is what it is.
Oh, okay.
Or validate
You're like
that, yeah, that's
Wikipedia
what
where
it
you
is.
can correct it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
So it's helped me to learn a lot about the world around me. Not only flora, but fauna also.
Mhm.
Um,
That's fantastic.
But to Becky's point, maybe we could just pick a couple things that are evergreen, right? And I think rattlesnake plantain is still green on the ground, and then winterberry, stuff like that, you know, a couple things like that.
I haven't seen any winterberry in Zinsky property.
Well, I'm just,
I know where there's a
partridge
bunch.
berry, whatever.
On the Wazinski property?
No. That's not, is that Mazinski property, or is that Cummings Court?
No, he's talking,
Yeah.
Zinsky, I'm talking in general. Your house is where they went.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've got a bunch in my yard too.
Yeah.
you know.
I'm just saying, if you need something that people can ID in
Mhm.
the field today,
Mhm.
when people think everything's dormant or whatever, it's not true. I mean,
Mhm.
there's evergreen stuff that's out there for a while,
No,
or always.
I'd have to take a walk and look.
Yeah. Well, the mountain laurel,
True.
you know, what is that?
The barberry has
We cut it all
a
down.
lot of,
Yeah.
yeah, you
I know
could
you
say,
did.
I have to make
we
sure
didn't.
people know it, to
And we
know that
wouldn't.
it's bad and.
right, and then you could put in parentheses afterwards invasive for, certain
Mhm.
ones, or, different things. Yeah, just like a tree one for the winter, or something
Mhm.
like that.
Okay. Well, I'll wait to hear from you on that while I flesh out the rest of the article.
That would be great, yeah. Okay. All right,
But I just want to interject, since Cheryl got lost out in the state forest, that if you get a chance, we were at town meeting last night, we didn't get a chance, but if you can look online, Douglas was on Chronicle last night.
Oh, I was
And-
here.
there was,
Douglas High School. I think the town was.
There was a little bit
Yeah, I
on the
didn't
tri-state
feel it.
marker,
Mhm.
up in the forest, and they had some great shots of the Wallen Lake, and how it's a bi-state water body, and then they went with Dick not Dick,
Phil?
Phil Johansson, who does walks for the Heritage Corridor
Yeah.
into some of the different parts of the state forest. But that's all state forest, and that's different jurisdiction from the open space that the
So
town might
we
own.
voted for Douglas.
Yeah, that's the 6,000 acres, it's the state land.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So they're separate.
And then in the town, we have like 10 conservation lands. And the Conservation Land Committee seems to be bogged down with, distances from wetlands and different sort of rulings and markings and things like that. So we sort of decided that we would try to put a few trails on some of them,
And
which,
there are multiple towns too, right? The conservation isn't like a dedicated Douglas.
No, it's just Douglas.
It is just Douglas.
Yeah.
Every town has one.
Hmm, okay.
so, and then we're sort of aiding them. But-
So the trails are like, say for instance, you would know probably Shore Road,
Yeah,
that don't go anywhere. Like I was going up in there and I'm like, oh, this is a trail, and it just
yeah,
keeps
that's all
going.
state land though, right in there.
Oh, is it off of Wallen Lake Road? Or Shore? No, it's Shore Road.
So
That's
sure, yeah.
A couple of really good trail apps. Actually, there's more than a couple, but a trail app like All Trails,
I think
it's very good to keep you from getting lost. It shows you where you are.
Because I was
Just a point.
I'm
Yeah.
doing trail links, so that wasn't
Okay.
a good one.
Or just an app
All
called
trails, okay.
Maps.me, maps.me. It
Okay,
has a lot of trails that All Trails doesn't have.
Mhm.
thank you.
Um,
Maps.
This-
dot
you-
me.
I brought this for you, actually.
Thank you, thank you.
So, Andy,
Yeah, it's good to know those things because that's kind of why I
You
was
cross
here
out
and I'm
this.
like, why did they go nowhere? You
Yeah,
just go and stop. So I said, well, maybe they're trying to connect
definitely.
land when some becomes available
I don't get it.
because it might be a quarter of a mile
Yeah.
and then it just completely stops in the middle of the woods.
Really, up the hill from the lake?
It's directly across from the lake towards the beginning of Shore Road where the whole right side is woods. And then, and like I said, I'm walking down the road every day and I said, is that an opening in the, so I said, well, maybe it's a trail that cuts up to Wallem Lake Road. And that's what I thought, and I followed it for quite a ways, and then it just stopped. And I
There's a-
said, well,
there's
maybe
a-
this is the trail, you know, that, because I know that I suddenly recognized him coming out on Chestnut Street, and I said,
Mhm.
well, maybe they're just going as far as they can until they acquire additional land or whatever and able to make the connection. I
Yeah.
had no idea. That's
There's a 44-acre solar farm in there, too.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that one. But, yeah, that's beyond, we'll talk about that later.
The office at
Yeah, I don't want
the,
to take you off.
at the entrance should have, or they used to have, or maybe the kiosk has them, but they used to have trail maps.
They don't have any paper ones anymore.
They don't? Well,
Yeah.
they should have one online.
Yeah.
That might help.
I'm sorry, Maps.me, and what was the other one?
All trails.
All trails.
Me and All Trails, okay,
If you
thank
said
you.
if there's more maps on, more trails on maps.me. I haven't checked that one out, I'll have to.
I have them all. If it doesn't have it on one, I look on another.
Okay. Number 5, field trip with conservation agent to review some conservation areas, which Brendan said he'd be glad to go out with us, and if not, if he's not available, Sarah will go out with us. And so Dick and I took a couple of rides over the weeks, and we tried to figure out, we were concentrating on parking or access to the different locations. And there's basically 4 that seem to be applicable to swinging by with Brandon. One of them, I think, would be the Mazinski property, but on the Manchog Street side, to see where we could park and access across a brook to get to the Black Trail. So there's that abandoned house there that when Dick and I one time took the Black Trail from Mumford Road, and we crossed the little brook to get to the corner of that property with the house on it that's abandoned. And, oh, there's someone there to meet us. We didn't get in trouble for that one. But they were like, what are you doing, and we were like, we're from town, and they mow the lawn. They live across the street and they mow that lawn for the abandoned house. I don't think that they know that they're actually mowing the lawn on the conservation land as well. To me, it seems like they've gone farther than the basic rectangle around the house. So I think it would be good to bring Brandon there and see if that's even a possibility. If he sees the brook that's on the corner of that area, it might be he just bail on that one and go up to the Sutton line where we saw that property with the pool.
Mhm.
That's another access, that would be to the Green Trail. So. And then from there, go to where we have the parking area for the Mazinski property and turn around and look at the Sutton Douglas LLC strip and see if he even thinks that it's possible to make a trail from there, because it is almost the river instead of land.
We can make the first 100 or so feet. I mean, it's
Then
level
it wide-
land with the road, and then it drops down to the river height.
What,
But-
on the Sutton LLC side?
Yeah, conservation,
You're talking
wrong word.
Conservation Drive side of it?
Constitution Drive, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the other end of it, yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
But where would you go?
You would take it to Conservation Drive,
I think, well, Brandon can make the determination,
right?
but I thought,
We can show him the map if he doesn't want to even deal with that part, that's fine. yeah.
no, I'm just saying, I thought a lot of that was protected habitat, is why we weren't encouraged to do trails in there. That's all I'm saying. So he can make
Yeah,
that,
right.
verify that.
Right, I mean, these places, bring him to Chestnut Street and say, he's like, well, this is wetlands, it's like, well, thanks for letting us know. So,
It would be nice to have some of those cleared to start. And when we get weather like this, which is good trail making weather, because you can not work up a sweat, you can work hard. So we could just start, make a little bit, stop, do a little more.
right. Right, parking, all that stuff, it's all, whenever it gets a chance to fall into place, whatever comes first sometimes, but.
Yeah, but the key is to get Conservation Commission agreement before we start.
Right.
No, the key is to decide what we want to do before we start,
Yes.
because we are not doing that. So that's what we need to focus on,
Mhm.
our priorities.
What's number 3?
What do you mean, the third place?
Yeah.
Okay. It was the Mazinski property at both ends and the Chestnut Street, to have him walk in and see what we did and if there is ever a possibility for parking along there, which I don't really see that there is, but. And then the next one is the French Makowski Drive spot, which it's the weirdest little triangle. It's a triangle that meets at a brook at one point, 2 points along the road, then it meets at a brook, and then it opens up into another triangle beyond the brook. But there's a lot of level land along Southeast Main, which we need just to have them determine that this would be a good place to just be able to pull in, It's almost flat and ready. So, or what we would need to do that. And the last one is Cummings Court, which it's just a narrow passageway into 2 acres of woods, but the backside of it connects up with the low-income housing place on West Street, the whole back side of it. So,
Riddlebrook?
which is privately owned. So, we need to chat with them or whatever, but, if people from there could cut through on a trail through the woods to Cummings Court to town, would be much more pleasant, I would think. We looked up the deed on that, which Dick and I drove over there one time and walked on the property, and the entrance is filled with the burning bush. The whole patch is like, it's difficult to get through. And the person next door came over to see what we were doing, and we explained it, and he was fine with it or whatever, but then he was concerned and came to town. And so then I got an email that said, just find out what's going on, look at the deed, and it says that it's not supposed to be touched or anything. So we went online and Dick and I looked at the deed, and it says you can have any kind of vehicle in there,
Do you have the deed here?
probably.
While she's looking, the deed in summary says that you can have to and fro traffic, foot traffic, in any kind of vehicle.
Okay, but this is This is a small piece that, I just don't understand where we're going here with projects, because this is a small piece. You know, what's the objective?
Making something in town that's nice for people to go to, rather than having to travel all the way to the Douglas State Forest or...
No, I understand that, but it's a very small piece, so are people gonna go around in a circle?
Yeah.
I'd just go in there and sit on a bench or something, you know, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. Leave it? You'd rather just...
no, I think we have to, you know, partly what Becky put together in the, go back to the spreadsheet and look at what we have there and what our priorities need to be versus...
Yeah. Little trails. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And right now, okay, so Lozinski property, going out there with Brandon, I'm with, because I have questions with him out there about the bridge and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I also would like to have him walk with me at Keven,
Mhm.
because there's the wetland area where we're gonna be wanting to put in a boardwalk, and well, we gotta cross that stream further up. So, and give him ideas of where, you know, if he wants to see where we're thinking about putting that trail on the other side,
Mhm.
which I'll have to mark, but, because we didn't mark it, but I've GPSed it. So, that is more pertinent.
Yeah, yeah, okay, let's get rid of Cummings Court and
Or-
put Keven in, yeah.
For priorities.
Right. For projects that we're currently working
Right,
on.
yeah,
I think the Lozinski and the Kievan, we should be
just
putting
stick
our
with
efforts
those
into
two.
making
yeah.
those complete
Yes.
before we start getting distracted by little pieces.
Well, we're just waiting for the Keven grant to come in, hopefully.
Yes. Updates on that too. Okay, good, so we'll add.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's kind of the top
we'll
of the
put
list.
Cummings Court on the back, you know, it's just, I know I mentioned it to the Conservation Commission, and they seemed to be thoughtful about having something that was in town, but, you know,
I appreciate that. I'm just, I think, as Gordon said, we should focus on the projects we've already gotten deep into and
Mhm.
see if we can get those finished. And
Yeah.
before I forget, if anybody asks about boardwalks, this piece last night on Chronicle had a great
mm,
couple shots of the Cedar Swamp
Mhm.
boardwalk.
So,
You know, so if we have to show someone what it could look like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that was a lot of resource and stuff like that dedicated to that, but it's just that the concept is there, you know, and people recognize how great that is, so.
So that boardwalk I just went on, it has two numbers that, it goes from 6 to a
Yeah.
9 or something. And I got so lost. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I went around it 3 times.
those
But when
numbers,
you're trying to find the number and how to get out of there,
but those numbers
Cross.
refer back to a brochure that tells you what's happening there.
and where is the brochure?
Yeah.
I've not seen one,
but,
So I'm a perfect type of a general public person who's going in there for the
yeah,
first
you know, you're
time.
good,
And I went for probably a 7-mile walk with the dog, and I was not ready for it.
mhm.
And it was gorgeous, and you wouldn't believe the pictures I have. But thank goodness there are these little outcroppings of sitting down and benches, and it's beautiful. But the dog, the poor dog, I was pulling, and he, you know, thank goodness he was bathing him all the way. But yeah, so the numbers are just, they go to from 7 to 14 or something, like it's, I forgot, because it's probably
Mhm.
been about a month ago. But I was expecting it to lead me to the parking lot to Wallem Lake, or
but
some
again,
way I
they-
could get
They
out.
refer back to a brochure.
Yeah, so I followed the map from inside Wallem Lake. There's a map inside, and I went up, and that's how I got the Cedar Swamp.
Yeah.
And there's one that's blocked off, it says not to go on.
Yeah, they discontinued it, the Birdline Trail.
And it goes to nowhere, so, which was fine, but that's how I got in there. And I thought the
You never got
markings
out,
were
yeah.
excellent, they were really nice. And so I felt very comfortable until the second time around, I said, oh my gosh, these are not, yeah, but it's beautiful. But that was something. So that is Douglas, that's
Yeah.
not state.
That's state.
Douglas
No,
State
that's
Forest.
state.
That is state,
Yes.
but in the Douglas State Forest.
So if you look up Douglas State Forest, they might have a map particular to the Cedar Swamp.
Yeah.
And there is.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a picture of her wandering?
Yeah, they probably have tree cams with
Yeah,
my-
yeah.
Yeah, and that's it, that's what I was doing, I
Mhm.
just kept going around.
There used
And
to
it
be a
was
little
big.
pamphlet that you could take a flyer out,
Mhm.
but, you know, kids would come along and take all the maps out and fill it with sand, so it's like,
Right, right.
you can't win down there.
I just didn't, I was just
Grass.
going out for a walk and didn't have anything with me, you know what I mean?
I think this
was-
has those numbers
Mhm.
on it, so.
Yeah, now that I know where it is, I'll find out where and I'll take pictures and I'll send it because
Just
I did
Google
not have a
Cedar
good
Swamp
time
Trail.
after
Mhm.
my hours went by.
Yeah, it's concerning.
Google Cedar Swamp Trail Douglas, and it's a mass.gov site. You
Okay.
have that
Okay,
brochure.
I do know the name and it's right near my house.
Mhm.
But to go across and then up, it was very treacherous at some points to make it home. But that's what I'm learning about. That's why I'm here. Thank you. I'm learning so much already. Thank you.
So when we ask for Brendan, we'll start with the Mazinski and the Keven, and then we will move on from there the next time we get together with them. All right. Do we want to set a date for that, or you have stuff you wanted to do in there first at the Keven?
I'm
to
gonna be
Mark's?
out at Keven on Saturday at 1 o'clock.
You're what?
I'm gonna be in Keven
Yeah, Saturday.
property Saturday at 1 o'clock. If you can make that, that would be really good.
Yeah.
I know, make the hunters happy.
Right.
If
Just-
you can't, we'll make it another time.
All right.
That's fine.
All right. I will be around.
My day is free. That's
All right. I'll see if he's available and get back to you. All right, let's see, what's next? Trail work and stewardship. I guess we need to, it's winter, we, you know, get the directions that we need to go in and then do the trail work, stewardship stuff. What do you think?
Well, there's that one log down at Mazinski that someone just
Yeah.
to go in there and cut that up, either dig or myself.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, you know, getting the trail committee back together
Mhm.
again and starting it up or whatever, but, yeah, I'm not ready to show them around and direct them to do trails when we need to mark trails first, I think. Because when we go in with Dick, he brings his chainsaw and I mark him and then the tree's down. So it's tricky. We need Dick to stay home and we'll mark the trails and then we'll get the trail committee and you can go with the trail committee. All right. Website, maps and trails uploaded.
Are they?
No, would be nice.
Oh, okay, no, I did talk about.
Yeah.
I talked to Jean?
Jen?
Jen?
Jen.
Jen. I have not got these people straight yet.
Jean's the finance.
What's the website under? Is it under the town website, or is it a separate entity?
It will be, I went in and talked to Jen to see if, I said, on our open space and recreation section of the website, if we can put something in there, start putting up something for, the trails, the trail maps and stuff like that. And she said, yes, no problem. So, yes, it can get done. I need to play around with the Mazinski map, because I GPS that in like there's 4 different segments in there. And I didn't save all of them, so I need to go out there again and re-GPS it, because I need to merge all those segments into one.
Mhm.
So and then I can get a nice clear map without the dots on it. That I drew by hand to make it look nice, but to get the printed one. So I've got a little bit of playing around to do. So once I have that done, and I'll do that in All Trails, and then I can also get it uploaded accepted into All Trails in the system. So anyone can pull that up. If they pull up All Trails, it will be on there, the
Right.
map. And then we can also add a QR code for that particular set of trails in there.
Right.
Things I can do, but I just
That's a good winter project.
reading how to do the converger, and then I'm like, oh crap, I don't have that one. That's the magenta trail. After I got it in there, I said, oh, I don't need that segment anymore, so I deleted it. And I'm like, yeah, I do need it to merge them all together. So that's where we are with that. But it can be done. So
Well, someday, coming, upcoming, uploaded, coming. Okay. All right, 8, Google Doc on Excel of Open Space Recreation Fund. Okay, so you put that up, yeah.
yes, today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to make a new Google email.
So yeah, it's up there, so everyone can access it. You should all have the link. So if there's any changes that are made,
Yeah, that's great.
we'll all see it.
Yeah,
Keep it updated. So I just did the green for things that were accomplished. I think I put in 2. And I did a different color for the CPA one,
Mhm.
and just the date. We tried to get it passed in 2024. That was a notation on it.
Mhm. Great.
And the right to farm, I put pass, but technically until it's approved by the AG,
Yeah.
it won't be official. So
Okay.
that may
that's-
change. But it's on there. So you
That
can
is
go through the
awesome.
rest of them, because I know you had more, and I didn't have time to go through everything to see what we had accomplished,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
partially accomplished, whatever, but it's there now.
Great. See if I can get it. I'll try. All right. Cool. Environment trails. Yeah, you have a note under the next one. Oh, old and new business. And there's a note. Okay, that's what we wanted to talk about
My
afterwards.
notes.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I went and met with Margaret Bacon. I was kind of curious. I says, well, start getting our ducks in a row, because I wanted to know what the estimate would be for a site plan for the Keven property for, we're gonna need a boardwalk, and we're gonna need a bridge. And then I said, well, why don't we throw the Waziski property in there too, because we need a short little boardwalk on the Black Trail, and we need a bridge on the Salamander Yellow Trail. So, we're gonna do the Keven property first. I meet with her on Saturday to take a site walk, because I had given her the maps. And she said, do you wanna do a site walk? She said, yes. So we'll do the site walk, and then she'll get me what it's gonna cost for a site plan.
Mm-hmm.
She's not gonna be engineering out the boardwalk or the bridges.
Mm-hmm.
That I can get estimates from Bob Hatch at Burnshirt Hills, because it's the same, I wanna use the same materials that we used on the Bay State property, that fiberglass reinforced polymer.
Yeah,
So, once it's in,
yeah.
we don't have to worry about it.
Great.
It's dirty. So I'm pulling all of that information together to see what phase 2 on Keven's gonna cost.
Mhm.
And then whatever phase you wanna call it from Mazinski, the final phase. That'll be the final phase.
Part 3.
And I know the Mass Trails Grant, I know we talked about that, but that's coming up. Deadline's usually on that, it's in February. This end of this week, they've got a webinar on the whole application process and information, which I signed up for. just to see if they've got anything, which I'm sure they do have new things on there. And so maybe, depending on how well we get lucky with the T-Mobile grant, then we could probably go after the Mass Trails
For
But if I-
phase two.
for phase two.
Now, the T-Mobile, they were saying the end of the month,
Yes, end of this month.
so it would be tight, but,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a thought. And I don't know what the grant deadline is for the park grant. I didn't look at that. But either way, if we've got the information on the costs, then we can figure out budgetary asks.
Yes, because the trails,
Mass Trail, it should be 20% match. I'm not sure about the park. The park, I think we're,
part of it,
yeah, I don't know if we were in the 50 or 60% category
yeah.
that they fund, and we had to match the rest of it. But we still had to pay for it all up front on that one.
Exactly.
Actually, same thing with Mass Trails.
So you could, if the deadline's in February, we could say that we would be approaching the town at the annual town meeting to have that appropriation made.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I've seen that on plenty of other grant applications that
Oh, yeah.
that was on there, so.
Timing.
Anyways,
Great, wonderful. Sounds good, we got plenty to do, especially Becky.
Does that mean you finished?
Well, there's more old and new business.
Okay.
Dick's got old business, old or new business,
I think old or new.
both.
Okay, start with the old first.
Well, actually, I have something too, but I would, street numbers for the conservation areas, I sort of,
Oh, that was it. That's what I had to remember to write down. Keven, we have a number,
right, I'll tell you what it is.
225.
Yep. So all these properties have numbers except for the Mazinski doesn't have a number that's official, but some of them do.
Oh, I didn't know that. But Keven didn't. I was very surprised after the
Right.
assessor's office was saying, no, we can't do that because there's not enough frontage. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But they did. They
So-
gave us a number.
Yeah, I mean, Whiten's Heights has one, Mazinski doesn't, Doobie doesn't, Cummings Court does, U Street does, Briarwood Court doesn't, Chestnut Street has one on South Street, doesn't even have property on South Street, and the French property doesn't have either. But now the Keevan property has it, and Castle Caves doesn't have it either.
I'm sure down the road we can, like, I would ask them, see if we can get a number assigned to Mazinski.
Right, that's what, I mean, I wrote down the numbers that they're between. So pick a number that's, in the middle and we could suggest certain numbers. So I'll put down suggest. Jen, do you think?
I went to the
To
Jen Larson.
assessor?
Yes, yes, Chris,
To,
down in there.
okay, I'll do that. So, okay, Dick, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But, when you get
You're
to our
doing-
age, you
You're doing
have
company
to...
business, what's wrong with that?
Yeah. About squirrels in the attic. What's up?
I don't know where to start. I want to do something with the Doobie property.
It's new business.
And I want to come back to the group and show you what I think is possible. We walked the Doobie property, we've done it a couple of times now. Not all of it, but the next to the road. And I think it has huge possibilities in one direction. And that's the direction I want to take, flesh it out, and then share it with you.
Okay,
But I'm not doing anything except conceptual.
okay.
Yep. I mean, eventually we'll have all the other ones wrapped up and we can concentrate on other ones, I guess. But it's like we thought we'd just stick with a couple at a time, but we get,
Yeah, this would be a big project.
yeah, I know, I heard about it. I've heard your plan. Yep.
Where is the deed?
Manchog, going to Manchog,
You know
where
where the fork
Mumford's
is?
Forks.
Mhm. Oh, right there.
Got the big hill and
Right,
steps
okay,
up to the
cool.
top to,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are at least 3 areas where they did gravel mining,
Mm-hmm.
or sand mining, or whatever they took out of there.
Yeah.
And I think we can use that property to the benefit of the town.
Right.
but you're talking big recreational stuff,
Yeah,
which, what are we limited to what we can do on conservation areas as far as having like batting cages and stuff like that?
that's part of what has to be.
It's a conservation property, it's not a recreation property.
Right.
That's why I think those things need to go like to Martin Road or to some recreation property, because these are designated just conservation. So don't go too far down that rabbit hole if,
Not without agreement from the Conservation Commission.
Hmm?
Not without permission from the Conservation Commission.
well, I don't even know if that would just, if permission to use a conservation area as a recreation area is possible.
Are you able to roll it into a different 61A or one of the other ones that you can use?
For privately owned,
Oh,
this is town-owned stuff, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
So it's different for the
there's
town.
limitations, like when, for instance, if you wanted to put a community garden on a conservation property, that's not conservation. Put a bobsled trail on a conservation property, just because you have a hill, finally.
Yeah, and I know we were the drivers for the open space and recreation plan, because that's what that plan requires. But if it's conservation designated land and it's under the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission,
Right.
it is for open space, conservation. It is not for
Passive
recreation.
And passive.
Passive recreation, as in pass and repass, or cross-country ski, walk, that kind of stuff. It's not for structure building.
I'm thinking maybe as far as you can maybe go would be if there was whatever the trail network was in there, that to set up maybe a disc golf. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
possibly.
little things here and there, that's not,
Or workout stations.
yes.
Yeah,
Or a
What is that
sledding
called?
hill,
yeah.
a running route loop.
The snow we never get anymore, so
Yeah. Don't say it.
knock on wood.
Okay.
All right,
I'm
any
done.
more stuff?
I'm done. Oh, I did talk with Matt, and talked about two things, Cummings Court and the deed, and the fact that the deed specifically says any vehicle, we're done. We can't restrict it at that point. You can't go back and have it changed. It's there, it's in the deed. And then also in the deed is you can walk back and forth across the property.
Yeah. So, yep, no one's gonna probably put any
Yeah.
vehicles in there anyway, so, but,
Right. But my concern is that once it gets cleared for a path, and sooner or later we'll get to it, it might be 10 years from now, but sooner or later, kids can go in there with their dirt bikes and go buzzing around, whether you want them to or not, because it says any vehicle in the deed. And that's the only deed that has that notation. All the other deeds don't have any such thing. And there were two pieces of property with no deed in the assessor's office.
Which ones were those? I forget.
I thought that was an interesting,
Yeah.
how can you not have a deed? So I'll go ask them that sometime, if they get the two.
It was a
two
gift
properties
and they
from
never
them
got any
also.
farther than that.
Yeah. And the other thing Matt and I talked about was the kiosk that I keep bugging him about at the entrance to the building. So when you're coming in, the kiosk is there and it lists all of the, or many of the possibilities for recreation within town. So you can walk up there as you're coming in to pay your tax bill and say, oh yeah, I could go this trail this week and that trail the other week.
This was a
and whatever.
topic for discussion in the master plan committee also, the
Say again?
signage. This is a thing that was discussed in master plan committee about signage for the town.
Right.
We need more of it everywhere. The master plan is working on that.
Yeah, so speaking of master plan, can we get a monthly report from you on what they're discussing and where they're going?
Sure. I can share the
Because,
minutes with you.
well, no, I just want, your
Highlights.
Your highlights, yeah, because like 2 months ago or more, they talked about a river walk,
Mm-hmm.
and that was potentially going to be on last night's warrant, and we didn't ever
No.
get any information about it.
It was taken off the warrant. My understanding was taken off because they're unsure about the possible toxicity of the land.
No, but I'm just saying, as open space,
Right.
and
We'd like to
You
be
know,
in on it, yeah.
a long time ago, we were proposing that, and et cetera, et cetera. So if there's open space projects that they're talking about, it would be great if you could report back to us and tell us, what their thinking is.
And well, I do Cummings Court, if there's a lovely place along Beach Street to hang out in, that's two things in the same area, not necessary at the moment.
Hmm.
I mean, how much open space or,
That's one chapter in the big plan.
yeah. But are they talking about anything that we've brought forward to?
Mm-mm. Just signage is one, the Riverwalk.
So now, last night, we voted to take a property down on the river,
Mhm.
and they were saying something about potential park.
That's just kind of a wish list thought.
But does that end up in master plan?
It hasn't been talked about in this
Okay.
plan yet.
It was a whole Blackstone Valley thing, wasn't it? Because we talked about it and they said, oh, just back off on that property because they're looking at it for the whole valley. That's what I thought.
I haven't heard that.
I did. It's not just Douglas. It's going to be a whatever.
Who's paying for it?
Hmm.
You. Yeah. Maybe a grant, maybe, Blackstone Valley corridor thing or something.
Okay.
So, I guess is that town land where are they going to take down all the other houses that they voted on last night?
Yes,
Two.
yes, but two of them in town. The one next to the VFW,
Yeah.
that's town property. Town property where the old mobile headquarters
Right.
used to
Yep,
be.
Yep.
The
Those two
pipeline.
they're voted
Yeah.
yes, the other not. Yeah.
Correct.
What was
No,
with-
Shore Drive, they're taking down too.
Right,
Yeah,
but
that's not
that
town.
wasn't town
Oh,
property.
right.
That was-
Private.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What was the one with the $200,000 price tag?
Sure.
Mobile
Main Street.
headquarters
That was mobile.
Right, and it's potential,
potential.
based on what's in there. If there's lots of toxic stuff, then it's gonna cost more.
But that included the base, the basic forensic, I think, for the site, whereas the others had already been analyzed for asbestos and all this other
Right.
stuff. So he was just saying, I'm gonna cover my bases with the 200. I don't know.
Don't have to come back to town meeting to ask for additional funds if it's needed.
Why would we tear that building down?
Because it's had a bunch
Old
of,
and rotted and
Tough shape.
very.
It's right on Main Street.
Which one are you talking about?
About the 104 Main Street?
The brown
No,
one by the
you
cemetery?
gotta drive up the driveway. You can't, you really
Yeah,
can't,
see
you
it.
can't see it from the road.
Oh, it's the one up that long driveway opposite West Street? Or sort of opposite?
No.
No.
mm-mm.
Where the, is almost across from Glen Street,
Mm.
in that
Oh, this
area.
way.
Yeah, where the pipeline crosses down below, the mobile pipeline on 16.
Because that property was bought for watershed protection.
Right.
And now this building is sitting there. It had all sorts of old equipment and who knows what in there, and
Yeah, all the controls for
Controls.
everything were in there.
yeah.
It's between West Street and 16, tucked in
That's that.
there. Yeah.
We'll get there.
Anything, any other new or old business?
Nope, nothing that I can see. And do we want a meeting December 9th?
I'm free.
Kind of like, you know, it would be nice to take a month off, but at the same time, after 5 weeks, I kind of lose it, so I kind of need to keep going.
Well, except that,
By then we should have an answer.
yeah, the
Yeah.
T-Mobile answer, and
Right.
if,
It's time to move on.
well, no, hopefully it's positive, and then we have to make a plan for phase
Right,
2, because that's
right.
gonna go really quickly,
Yeah,
so.
Yep, yep, no.
And if we did get the T-Mobile, then we gotta pivot and maybe try that for Mass Trails or
Right.
something else.
Yeah.
Right.
Or park.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
yes, we need to have the next one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yes, December 9th.
9th is
Mhm.
good, 2 p.m. Okay.
All right, are these going up on the Wozinski property?
Yes.
Yes,
I
sir.
vote.
Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
I move we adjourn.
Yes, I would make a, entertain a motion to
I
adjourn.
already moved that we adjourn, we just need a second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.